Hello everyone, Comrade Snake here. So I got this in the mail just recently, just a couple days ago. I just took the plastic off and I'm so excited to open this up. It is another game in the Coin series that GMT puts out. This is number 12. Red Dust Rebellion, designed by Jay Carmichael. So the Coin series started quite a while ago. I can't remember exactly what year. I want to say that I don't know, maybe it was 2011, I think, maybe 2010, something like that. It's been going on for a while. Started with a game called Andean Abyss, which covered kind of Colombia in the 90s and the fight against the drug cartels and the FARC and communists. And I'm forgetting their acronym now, but they're the right-wing paramilitaries as well, and the government forces. And then they've done all sorts of different counterinsurgency campaigns since that, and kind of other more like they got into some the later games got into more not direct just counterinsurgency operations like you had with that first one, plus there was like an Afghanistan war one called which I have called Distant Plain. And there was another one a little bit later, Colonial Twilight, which was Algeria, the Algerian War, French-Algerian War in the 60s and 70s. Or I guess 60s, that ended in, 68, 69? Maybe I'm getting my years off, but something like that. Anyway, it covers all those various kinds of things like that, and then some of the weirder ones, which I don't have, like Pendragon, which was kind of the fall of Roman Britain and the Saxon invasion. And then there was I forgot what the Falling Skies, which I think was the Gallic War, the Gallic Rebellion against Caesar in Gaul with Vercingetorix. And then they started incorporating like non-violent factions into things. So you had there's like a Gandhi one, which I don't have, but I do have All Bridges Burning, which is the Finnish Civil War, which has a nonviolent component and other things. So they've done different things with it, is my point. And this is a sci-fi setting. So this is a Martian colony rebellion that the Martian government and the corporations that back them are trying to put down. Plus, there is a some kind of religious faction. I believe it's called the Church of the Reclaimer. Here's the back. You can pause and read everything you want there. But they are some kind of religious faction that is trying to keep Mars from being terraformed and all that jazz, from human interference as little as possible. But let's give it a look-see. Okay, so we open it up with the player handbook. So this is going to probably be an explanation of various aspects of play and kind of, what's the word I'm looking for, example of play, which, yeah, looks like that's what we got going on here. Just different cards that are coming up and then what different factions are due, so pretty standard for how they explain these things. So I've played quite a few coin games, so I know the gist of it, although this is obviously going to have its own special things going on. Card tips and backgrounds. So this is also fun because it's normally, of course, these would be like historical events, explaining something or having to do with some kind of historical thing in most of these, but these are all, of course, just sci-fi stuff going on. So it looks like that's pretty much how it goes. Oh, and it has a little like timeline. Oh, that's fun. So you also have a timeline, so you can see what's going on here. Yeah, so it's the 200th anniversary of the Martian colony. It's rebelling. And then here we have the rule book, so we can go into all of the various rules and what's going on there. So that'll be fun to kind of peer into and see what's going on. So we have, and then a reference booklet. Ooh, this is cool. So we get nice. So we have a lot of things here to kind of golden rules. Oh, legal instructions. Okay. Well, this is cool. So this has, and this also, it looks like it has the solitaire situation, how to do that. That's cool. Okay, so that's where that is. I'm glad they got that. Yeah, rules and reference booklet for the, okay, I see, curiosity-based non-player. Okay, interesting. So that's what that is. Okay, not for this. And then we have like little faction cards. Oh, that's cool. So instead of just being printed on the map, I guess, or maybe it still is, but we have little cards here with available forces and bases and what's going on here and how that Earthgrim controller operates the... Okay, so that's cool. That's special stuff. A flashpoint round, so that's... I'm not familiar with that term, so I don't know if that's new to this one or one of the more recent ones that I haven't played. Then we have a Dust Storm round, so that's, I'm sure that is for this game specific. Flashpoint maybe, I'm not sure, but that's cool. So we got a couple of those. Oh, and then Curiosity, so that's for the solo. Event instructions for the solo game. And then here we have our player aid sheets with all of the faction information. So we have the corporations, all their actions, and then special activities. And then all of the Red Dust Movement's actions and special activities, Church of the Reclaimer, and then the Martian government. So yeah, you have training, secure, recon, assaults. I'm trying to think. So we should have probably 4 for each player. Yep, 1 for each player. So you can always look at your own faction plus the other faction as well. Non-player aid. So this is another thing for single solo. So that's cool. And then we have some counters. We have population counters for places to get population, passive support, passive opposition. I'm sure we have active and active damage. So it must be for infrastructure, would be my guess there. Things can get damaged. And we have control markers. So coin control. We have, and then we have Red Dust and Church of the Reclaimer. So they're separate. And we have coin. So that's the government plus corporations, I believe. And then it looks like we have down here the board. We'll take a look at that here in a second. Fold that. Then we got baggies, dice, all of our wood pieces. So we have our insurgent hexagon. No, wait. Hexes are 5. No, wait. No, it's hex. No, hexes are 6. I'm thinking of anyway, tetragon. Yep, so we have our there, and we have these ones of the Red Dust. Looks like the corporations have their own as well. And then we have cubes for military power. So I think that's Earth, Corporation, and then Martian government. So that's cool. That's their kind of standard troops. Various tokens here for marking things. What else we got in here? And we got cards. Various kinds, subdermal weaponry. So we have Reclaimer asset cards, okay. Red Dust campaign cards. Looks like we have Dust Storm. So this is, okay, so Dust Storm is the equivalent of like propaganda is what they called them in several rounds. So that's the like scoring round. And then we have, these must be single solo. So that Curiosity droid there, rover, I guess, is for single player stuff. Okay, let me get the board unfurled here and we'll take a look at that. Okay, so here is the board all pulled out. And see, it's pretty big. It's the size of my hand. So it's divided into sections, and I don't know exactly how you move across them, or if you can, or exactly how it works. What I think happens is you have to cross through the wilderness, but I don't know for sure. I haven't actually read the rules on that yet. I don't know. I only bought this because I like the coin series, and the sci-fi setting seems super cool, and I was super down for it. So I have not actually read the rules on these kind of specific questions. I only know the coin series, from playing the other games, but there seems clearly going to be a lot of interesting stuff here. So I do know from just osmosis and learning a little bit that I know Earth forces have to travel to Mars in order to affect things. So there's a transit period that will take time before they can get reinforcements into the Martian government, at least whatever they can't marshal locally. I'm assuming they can marshal some local forces, but I guess we'll find out at some point when I get this on the table with some friends who are also eager to try it out. But it looks like we have 3 sections. We have Hellas Planitia, Tharsis Montes, so our Mount Tharsis, I believe, and then Arabia Terra, Arabia Terra, and then it looks like we have, so we have some kind of control, or so they're neutral, and then you can have probably your opposition or your support there. This, I'm assuming, is probably has to do, this space is for control, and then maybe this says, maybe these grayer ones have something to do with what the corporations can do, but I'm not sure. And then it looks like we have these marked out as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably for certain events or abilities that maybe require a roll of some sort, or a kind of random thing, or just to designate areas. And then within those, we have more, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we have, looks like some other things going on here, but it's kind of 2, so I'm sure there's some way to differentiate which one of these gets used, maybe. Same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So different things here, and then there's some kind of what I'm assuming these colony areas have. You can gain control of landing or leaving areas. I guess it's probably going to be, my guess is going to be an important aspect here. We got spaces for building things out there, so that's cool. We got casualties, displaced population, interesting. Overflow box, so that's, yeah, where stuff goes from overflow. Earth government confidence, interesting. So I guess the higher, it looks like the higher you get, the more population and supplies you're getting, and then as you, and the less troops you have available, I think. Interesting. So the less confidence they have, the more soldiers, I suppose that means that they give you, or maybe that's how many are dead. I'm not sure, but that's but if I'm reading that correctly, that is interesting, that the more confidence, the less soldiers you have, because I guess you're still, they think you're doing okay, or maybe you are, but interesting. And then we have the normal coin faction map, so you put your cylinders there, and then as you first and second faction get to go, the other two have to wait, and you pass through cards. I'm not going to explain how the coin system works like that. There's plenty of other videos out there to see how it all works, at least broadly, regardless of whatever the particulars of this game is. But overall, this map is very cool. I like the look of it a lot. I'm guessing these tubes here are transit lines, but once again, not entirely sure, since this is all pretty new. So I guess I'll find out at some point when I get this on to play with my friends. But yeah, so there you go. That was a fun little look at Red Dust Rebellion by GMT, the new coin game. So that's awesome, and this is a great series. Highly recommend everybody check it out. I don't necessarily know if this is the best way to first get into it, but there's plenty of coin games out there. You see one that looks like you're kind of a topic that you're kind of interested in, I would say go for it. There's some great ones out there. I love Colonial Twilight's great. Indian Abyss is really good. Distant Plain is fantastic. Liberty or Death is the American Revolution. I really like that one too. I think Colonial Twilight might be my favorite, but regardless, go check out the coin games. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.